Hello YouTube, this is something that I have not done before, but it's something that I've been wanting to do for so long, but haven't. But this movie has now inspired me to do so, because I cannot not yap about this. I need to express my feelings. So, first official Blair movie review? What should we call these, by the way? Let me know what we should call these. But let's talk about Nosferatu. I got to go see it yesterday, which was Christmas. Today's the 26th. I don't know when this video will go up. But I got to go see it yesterday. It was beautiful. I don't even know where to start right now. We're just gonna get into it. Let me just yap all my feelings out, okay? I do want to address, I'm not going to do any spoilers till the end. I'm gonna do like a big, I'm about to spoil some shit. I'm about to talk about some stuff because I do want to discuss Nosferatu's look. I want to discuss Bill Skarsgård's costume and everything, and I feel like if you haven't seen the movie yet, you need to go in it not knowing. Yeah. You must. So anyway, starting off, first things first, I want to talk about the music. The music is so beautiful, so fitting, just it really ties you into the moment. It makes you even more locked in on everything that's going on. Some emotional music, there's some intense music. The soundtrack, I'm gonna need it on vinyl, actually. I'm gonna give you a little taste of this music, okay? Just bear with me. So good. Okay, now that we got a little taste of that, insane, so good. Oh, okay, all right. Moving on. I also want to talk about the colors used. I would say their color palette that they were using the whole time, even though so much of it is dark, a lot of it is so dark, and that is just what makes it so beautiful to me. It is true gothic horror. Ooh, they really emulated it. Their color palette, I would think, is a dark, gold amber, obviously black grays. There's hints of light blues. There's one scene in particular, when Thomas is heading to Count Orlok's castle, and there's a scene where he's in this he's walking along a path, and a horse carriage comes for him, but the shot of him walking through, I'm gonna see if I can get a screenshot of it right here. We'll see. The way that the colors, the lighting, everything, there was a part of the top where it was all dark trees. There's a little part at the top where a little bit of moonlight was coming through enough to illuminate, and it was blue, and there was the fog and the silhouettes. I love it. But a lot of it, the way that the lighting was, where Count Orlok would be always kind of in the shadows. A lot in the beginning, he was kind of in the shadows, you couldn't really see. He was darkened out, but the other characters had a little bit of light on them. There's a lot of sharp shadows on their faces. Just the way everybody was lit up, the scenes were lit up, just gorgeous. I truly think that this movie knew what they were doing. They were taking us back in time. It did feel we truly stepped into a different time period, with even just the costumes is another thing. Oh my. Okay, every single dress that Lily wore, I need to own it. The wardrobe So fantastic. I'm gonna get into the Count Orlok wardrobe and his look in the spoiler section because I want to save that. I want to save that for you guys to see for yourself. The one thing I will say about Bill that isn't really gonna be too much of a spoiler, but his voice. His voice. Oh wow. Oh wow. He had to work on that. And he definitely did work on that. He talks, it's almost in a operatic way where his voice carries along. It's like echoing, kind of tunneling through. And then after he's done speaking, the way he breathes, okay? It's like almost like a wheezing, like it actually sounds like he is the living dead. It sounds like he's this old like creature. The way he can breathe like that, it was insane. All that Nosferatu has known, right, is hunger and want. So the way he breathes shows that. It shows that he's hungry. He's fucking ravishing, right? He wants so badly to, well, he's thirsty in many ways. Let's just say he's thirsty in many ways. Cinematography. The way that the camera would move. So there was lots of points where like the camera would go forward and glide like past the actors to the place that they're going, so that like you kind of got the first view. You kind of got the first look. You were like gliding along like a vampire, just floating on through. The way that that was shot, oh my. The rats. Let's just address the rats, dude. So many rats, never-ending rats, and it was perfect. The rats are what we needed. The rats own the city. There's one scene, okay? There's one scene in particular with Willem. I'm not gonna spoil it, but so many rats, and I love them. I love my little rats. I love the little rats. All right, I'm a big fan. And I also have to talk about Lily, of course, Lily Rose Depp. Her facial expressions throughout this. First of all, she just looks like she's from that time period. Like her bone structure, so beautiful. But her facial expressions, like parts where she's like, you know, obviously possessed. The way she rolls her eyes back and her mouth, and like there was a part where she had, like her tongue was going, contortion, like she was contorting her body, the way she was like moving and like breathing. Wow. Also, this film was only like their budget, okay? Their budget was only 50 million. I've seen terrible movies that have had that much of a budget, right? Having a war. Are we good? I'm trying to film a video here. Just the other day, a really bad movie that felt like it was AI generated. It felt like the whole script was written by ChatGPT. It was just so cringe. And oh my god. Why do you have to ruin my video? Please. 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 Can I finish my thought? Okay. Fuck! As I was saying, I watched a terrible movie that felt AI, ChatGPT, like script, just really bad comedy, cheap comedy, like jokes you would find on like Facebook, right? Their budget was 40 million for that. So I'm fairly, very impressed that they made this masterpiece with a 50 million budget. Crazy. All right. This is spoilers. Big flashing. Spoilers. Spoilers. Spoilers ahead. Okay? Do not continue if you have not seen it. Unless you're a freak and you like to watch spoilers before you go see something. I guess you may proceed. Alright, let's get into it. Let's talk about Bill Skarsgård. Alright. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. So the first time you see Bill, well, you see him for a moment in the very beginning, a little jumpy, scary, right? The first time you see him, he's in the shadows. He's in the shadows for a bit, so you're not fully seeing him, but you're getting an idea. What you can see in the shadows is a nice big mustache. Very Romanian. Even his fit, the furry hat, the fit, so much Romania. They picked out the wardrobe perfectly for the time period. It's not what you would expect for a Nosferatu, but it's perfect for a Nosferatu, if that makes sense. Second time you see him, like, or I don't know if it's the second time, but the time you fully see him kind of like in light, yeah, you get a full frontal nude. His bananas are hanging and everything. You get a full frontal nude of him. And you fully see him. And, yeah, we love it. You know what he kind of reminds me of? You know who Nosferatu reminds me of? Yeah. So if Jafar's disguise in Aladdin, right, was even more decrepit and like hanging on for life, without the beard, no beard but mustache, that'd be Bill Skarsgård. This is a niche. This is not niche. It's Disney, but I don't know. If you've seen it, let me know. Another part of the film that fucking blew me to smithereens was when Ellen is possessed, right? And she's telling Thomas, Nosferatu's a better lover than you. You could never love me like he does. Thomas goes in on her and is like, yeah, let me show you. And then they fuck like crazy. I was not expecting that. He's like, yeah, well, let me show you how good I am. This film is so horny. I love it. Another huge spoiler. So if you've been watching the spoilers, if you made it this far in and you don't want to know, I'm about to talk about the very, very end. The very end. You know, Ellen sacrificing herself in the end. Ellen always had like a darkness inside of her. She was also always kind of like different, and her husband never listened to her. He just threw all of her troubles aside and like just was like, you're crazy. Her giving in to the darkness, so insane, so beautiful. The moment between her and Nosferatu, and the very, very end shot after they both die and they're together in bed. Holy shit. That is beautiful and fucked up and dark. Dark, beautiful, and fucked up at the same time, like poetic. Okay, spoilers are over. Hello, spoilers are over. This is just for me to say that I love this movie. This film was beautiful. Probably my favorite film of 2024, besides The Substance. The Substance was so good. Maybe I need to do a video on that one. Let me know if you want me to keep doing film reviews. I would love to do more of these. Let me know if you like it. I don't know. This is my first time doing it. I'm not really that eloquent with my words, but I do be yapping. So, let me know. Thank you. Have a great day. Go watch Nosferatu, okay? Goodbye.